Hi guys, I'm Paul from Lovelogs, and today I'm going to show you how to make this epic steak sandwich in your pizza oven. But first, I'm going to eat. So we're going to start with a few tips generally just about cooking steak in an oven like the Ooni. We're going to be using a cast iron pan. Now once I put this in the oven, it's going to heat up, and we're actually going to be cooking the steak from both sides. The heat of the pan will be searing from the bottom, and the heat of the wood flame will be cooking from the top. And we need to be really conscious of that. Where that's going to impact us is what we call carryover cooking. So when we pull the steak out of the oven and we put it aside for a rest, it's going to come up in temperature more than what we're used to. It's the heat coming from both sides of the steak while you cook it that increases the carryover cooking. So we've got to be super conscious of that and pull the steak out earlier. The steak you buy is also going to have an impact when we're cooking at this high heat. I recommend you get your hands on a thicker steak like this, which is going to minimise your risk of overcooking. And finally, get your hands on a meat thermometer and always cook to temperature. You'll be nailing perfect steaks every single time. So my Ooni is absolutely ripping hot. We're running at about 450 degrees C or close to 900 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to get some oil in the pan, get that into the Ooni to heat up and get our steak prepped. Obviously the Ooni is super hot, so you need an oil with a high smoke point. So my steak has been dry brined, so last night I covered it in molten sea salt flakes, put it back into the fridge uncovered where it sat overnight. It's been out of the fridge for about an hour now, just coming closer to room temperature. My final prep is just to pat the steak dry. The drier the steak, the better the sear. My pan's had about 3 minutes heating up in the oven, so let's bring it out and get the steak on. This is going to cook super fast, so I'm going to be checking every couple of minutes. So we're in about 2.5, 3 minutes. We're going to pull the steak out and check it out. So you can see we're starting to get a great sear on the back of the steak there, but let's get it back in and keep going. You want to make sure you've got a rolling wood flame all the way through the cook, so keep your kindling topped up every 4 or 5 minutes. It's been another couple of minutes, so it's time for another check, and at this time I'm going to start probing to see where our temperature's up to. So my steak was probing at 30 degrees C, which is about 85 Fahrenheit. We were getting a great sear on that steak, so it's not far off pulling it out and giving it a rest. My gut tells me we're pretty close after 1 more minute, so I'm going to pull this out, check the temperature, and probably give this a rest. So you can see we've got a great sear on this steak. We like our steak rare, so I pulled this just under 40 degrees C and it'll rest up the rest of the way. I'm going to get some of this bread sliced and get it toasted off in the Ooni while the steak rests, and then we'll build our sandwich. So my bread is lightly toasted. It's taken on all that beautiful beef fat flavour from the pan we cooked the steak in. We're just going to make a horseradish mayonnaise, super simple, good quality mayonnaise, and some horseradish. So it's time to slice into the steak and then we can get our sandwich built. So you can see we've nailed a pretty perfect rare steak. This actually rested up from just under 40 degrees C to 49 degrees C, which is about 120 Fahrenheit. So we've laid our steak on the sandwich. We're going to add some peppery greens and then some other hits of flavour. So here I've got a pink slaw with chilli, and this is just going to cut through the fattiness of this sandwich. And then finally, we're just going to crumble on some Parmesan shavings. That is a banger. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We're going to be making loads of videos with this oven, so make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.